We have a. Are you millennial?
I'm a Gen Z.
Can you imagine? The way they say the thing with pride.
With their full chest.
There's nothing to be shameful about it now.
I'm a Gen Z.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's another Gen Z in the house.
Hi.
Clapping.
Apparently, it's this way. It's meant to be the middle finger. Yeah.
So why do people do this
Why?
and do this?
I don't know. Apparently, it's this one. It's the middle finger, not the index.
What
finger.
does it even mean?
I'm not that Gen Z.
Choose.
Are you
choose a-
exactly
Choose a side.
choose a bad soul?
I'm a Gen Z, but not that Gen Z.
What does that mean?
There are two types of Gen Z.
Okay, you're not a Gen Z baddie. Who are you?
No. She's not a baddie.
I'm not that.
The baddies are the one that sleep on the floor of the platform of social media. So you see them posting regularly. You understand
Is that
their
what makes them a
lives.
baddie?
I mean, it depends. It's the lifestyle that determines the
Was it
body.
the it girl?
The
Like
it girl.
who
The
told
it
us?
girl, the IT, I mean the it girl.
It girl. Is
The
that what
it
makes
girl.
them baddie?
It depends. It all depends.
Everything depends.
It all depends. There's
Okay.
no certain definition for a
Okay.
body, but the lifestyle, the dressing,
The soft
the soft life, exactly.
that you didn't work for.
Define work. Define work.
The one that you didn't work for.
Define work. If you
Okay.
go out and then you get money.
By the way, my name is Mobo Lowo Ota.
Clock it.
Let me clock. Let me clock my own. And then we have the honor of having.
You have in the house Timmy, or should I stress my full name?
It doesn't matter.
Oluwa Timmy.
Hey.
Adewale
Ah,
in the building.
Okay.
Another one. Clock it.
And then of course my always
Since we're in the
black and
since
shine.
we're in the mood of full names, my own name is Oluwatoyin.
Yeah.
Oluwatoyin.
Ah.
Oluwatoyin. Hey, the Jesus that I know is enough for me. Hey. So Timina, tell us how independent you are in terms of, life decisions and all that. So
I would say I'm pretty 90% independent. There are a lot of decisions that I still need to run. I won't say run by my parents, but more of inform them of certain decisions I'm making determined by the weight of the decision. For instance, if I'm traveling out of the country, I can decide to go out, but then I will run it by them, telling them I'm going to UK, for example, because they're still my parents, and as an African child, I need to let them know of my whereabouts and stuff like that. But in the general sense of things, I now work for my money. I don't get money from them anymore. Take me back to 10 years ago.
I want to be a chef forever.
Forever.
But because I've moved out of the house, I now work for my own money. Thank you, Jesus. So I can make certain decisions on my own, but then just because I want to be a respectful African Christian child, mommy, daddy, this is the plan. Please.
Well, and
bless it.
what if they said no?
I think they trust me now to make rational decisions. So most of the time, it's more of a discussion. I reason with each other rather than me asking for permission to do certain things. Yes, there have been one or two instances where they said no, but let's not talk about that one.
All right. So, and does the world also influence your decisions? Say, at this point in time. So, for instance, we're making fun of your Stanley Cup.
My Stanley, let me bring it out. Is it?
I beg you.
Advertise for you.
Eh,
But you already
for-
called the name.
Exactly.
You already called the name.
So when you need to make decisions, I know that you were telling us that you didn't get the cup when it was when the
During the hype,
craze,
yes.
yes, when the craze
That was
was
the
on,
rave
when
of the moment.
the
Yeah.
rave, during the rave, but you got it eventually, right? So do the decisions of your friend, because I know that virtually everybody in your friend group has a Stanley.
Actually,
Abi.
no. No,
No?
no. I would say I'm the second person to get a Stanley within my friend group, or that I know of within my friend group that have a Stanley. The second person.
Okay, so what informed the decision? Because you were telling us about it. What informed the decision? Was it the general notion like, hey, now that you have reached this point, there's no going back?
No, not necessarily. So what happened with the Stanley was that somebody forgot their Stanley with me,
Mhm.
and then they were going to get it on Wednesday.
You forgot your Stanley.
They forgot the Stanley, and I took it. So when I took it to work,
That very expensive cup.
I feel like no, the person got it as a gift. That's why.
Oh, that's why they forgot. Can you
Exactly.
imagine? That's why they forgot.
Exactly.
They didn't buy
You
it.
can forget anything, even no matter how expensive it is.
No, if it's expensive something,
You
you're
can
not
still- you can
supposed.
still
You're not
forget it.
supposed to forget it. That's expensive. But if you get it as a gift,
Yes, then you get it as a gift.
if you buy gold earring now,
And that's a-
knowing that you save for it for 6 months, you don't go somewhere and go and forget it. What if it's somebody that dash you and you don't know
Don't know
the origin of the money?
the
Some people don't really
value,
care
the
even if they bought it
price.
for how much. If you're a careless person, you're a careless person. Honestly. Some people buy very expensive things and they bought it with their own money, but they're just careless by nature. Honestly. Some people don't attribute much. They're just careless. Be it expensive, be it cheap, be it a gift.
Not for me, bad thing.
But I always people that are careless, people that some people are careless. Whether they saved even people that they're paying candle to their cars. You see the way they still just it's just your nature. Your
By
nature
the
will
way,
always
guys, I've told you people before, Tony would talk halfway, then she will gesticulate the remaining. So therefore, if you're saying, oh, see, some people are just, when they just,
you know,
and then you'll be like,
No,
okay,
you're
so,
the one that has made me. I didn't know I used to do that.
you
You're
can't
the
see
one,
anything.
and then
you're
you,
the one
you
that has
wonder,
made
so,
me.
so what she,
If you don't get it,
you
Forget
forget
about it. Forget about it.
Thank you, clock it.
You're the one that has done my attention to it. I didn't know I used to do that. So
So, say, you people,
just fill in the gap.
exactly.
Fill in the gap.
Idea is need.
Thank you. It's just idea. Just need idea.
wait on. I chase you out of here now.
Thank you.
Are you people ganging up? What's
No.
going on?
No, independent.
But be independent.
So talking about that independence, I was asking, say, it does the decision from your friend group, does it influence your own decision?
Not necessarily. I like to think of
Wait,
myself.
wait. Take it back a little. Is it that you're thinking that you're that independent, or it's a way that it does influence you without you thinking that it's actually doing
Maybe,
that?
maybe I see there are two ways to it. I like to think of myself as a fairly independent person, also rational, that I put in a lot of thought before I make certain decisions.
Okay.
Not all the time, but certain decisions, depending on the weight of the decisions too. But at the same time, there's something called peer pressure. Something called peer pressure. Peer pressure doesn't have to be social vices, or it doesn't have to have a negative connotation, like, for instance, a certain type of lifestyle. Peer pressure can also be going to church because your friends are going to church. You need to let me join bandwagon and then attend the service with them. So, depending on what it is, I have values, religious values. I have certain types of rules that I abide by, and then those determine the type of peer pressure that I succumb to sometimes. No saints. Pray for mercy every day.
Amen. Amen. Preach, pastor.
But yes, that's the general gist of it.
All right. So as your independence. So now you've told us about your independence. Has it kind of affected the way that maybe a modern woman looks into intimacy?
I would say yes.
Wow.
Why? If we go back to the way relationships were, I wouldn't say back in the day because I can't
When you
remember.
say the way relationships were,
Based on what history has told us,
tell me, what has history told you?
based on what history has told us with how marriages were, where women were forced into marriages or relationships.
Okay. So
Um,
essentially, you're talking about
before
um.
any type of movement that prompted women liberation.
Okay, so this is like arranged marriage and all
Type of
that.
that type of concept.
And when we're
Yes.
talking about arranged marriage, it doesn't just happen in a certain culture. I think it happens also with us,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because the arranged marriage that is probably coming to mind and the one that is still going on will be maybe in the
In
Asian
the Asian community.
culture, the
Yes.
community. But then even with us, it still does happen
Yes.
where your parents, maybe if they're friends and all that, and then
Try
they
to
like
match
to
make you.
foster a hair, their business relationship or maybe
Yes.
their friendship or something. And then they bring the kids together, hoping that they will grow the business relationship or the friendship that way.
And
So
then
that's still
arrange
arranged marriage, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
Well, now I've lost my train of thought. I was talking
You
about
you were referring to how we knew arranged marriage, when people were forced into marriage as
yes.
against now.
Yes. I mean, even now, sometimes the woman more often than not doesn't have a choice in
Mm.
the marriage. Because if you look at certain, again, Asian cultures, the man decides if he wants to be with the woman. Most times, the woman still doesn't get a choice.
No, I think you're getting it. I don't agree with
In
that.
some cultures, still,
It,
some societies, still till today. I don't want to preempt anything right now.
Okay, so make us understand though, because I don't understand what you're trying to say. So essentially that the woman that till date, women don't have a say in whom they're with.
Yes, in certain cultures, still.
Oh, okay. So that the arranged marriage is still happening, and the man is the one that decides if they want to be with
If
the
he wants
woman
to,
or not.
yes, yes.
okay, let's talk about situations where the normal
The
situations
normal
where
situation.
guy meets one girl, not an arranged marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about normal relationship of where it's a guy that no external factors involved.
Influenced it, okay.
Yeah, but so who the woman, how does being independent in that scenario affect her intimacy in the
In the
relationship?
relationship. Well, generally, women are meant to be feminine. The idea of femininity is we're being soft, gentle, nurturing, and all those other adjectives. And but then in modern time, because of independence, or the sense of independence that women are meant to have, they have been forced to take on that stance as more masculine, for lack of a better word. So you have to kill your emotions for you to stand your ground in a relationship. You have to be um
What does that even mean to kill your emotions to be able to
women,
stand in the
because
relationship?
women are seen as more emotional, so you shouldn't show your vulnerability. That's what some people encourage women in relationships. You shouldn't show a man that he can affect you a certain way.
I see.
Do you understand
So
where
okay,
I'm coming
so
from?
okay, so looking at it from your own point of view, I mean, as a from your age generation,
Gen Z.
Gen Z. So looking at it from that, does it affect the relationship that you guys have now, like in terms of dating world and all that?
Yes,
It
you
does.
see, the dating scene is nothing to write home about.
Chaotic.
The dating
Is it
scene is
because of
nothing to.
independence?
It's not necessarily because of independence. There are a lot of factors that have affected the current dating scene right now. I think social media is a huge contributor. We have things like dating apps. People don't meet one another as organically as they used to back in your days, where you have to put in some form of effort to be with someone. Now you have all these apps where you're texting 5, 10 people at the same time, and then just because this is this is a bit away from. I'm not talking about independence
No,
now.
no worries.
Where you, I think casual relationships are encouraged now more. So a lot of people don't want to invest in being committed to a relationship. That's another thing that's affected the dating
So
scene
like the
now.
situationship.
With situationships and stuff like that. That's one thing that's affected the dating scene now. But because women are told not to be as emotional, I'll use the term emotional to cover everything, as they once were, where you have to prioritize career. No one is saying you shouldn't think about your career, but why does one have to give? Why do you have to why do you have
Why
to
do you have to
prioritize kill one just to fulfill
just to
another?
fulfill the other one?
Yes. And I don't blame women, because if we see across history, women have always been pushed into the role of a homemaker and never allowed to express or to bring out the potential as the woman that can do so many other things. And so after, as time developed and more women started to come out, different movements started to come out, liberation and stuff like that, you see women now trying to push back on the narrative of a woman just being confined to the kitchen and the home, and be more active in other spaces, in the
True.
business world, in
True.
the political one, in other spaces. But then that has affected intimacy, because again, men now will try to push back on that, because it now seems like a competition between men and women.
All right, so honestly, I'm looking at it
Are you
and
speechless?
I'm like, I'm confused. I'm confused. Okay, so how do you think this can like change and all that? Because the way it is, right? Um, even as we look at the economy and everything,
Mm-hmm.
it's not as I don't want to say something negative, but it's not as it used to be. Do you understand? Before you could actually, a family of four can actually survive on one person's earnings. Do you understand? So, the man is the one that goes out, he goes to work and all that, and the woman is a homekeeper, or the homemaker, takes care of the children, does the house chores, cooks and all that, and then they leave. I mean, for them it was enough contentment, right? You provide, I support. You understand? So, and then we're able to exist. But now, even for both of them combining their income, sometimes it's still a
It's still
struggle.
difficult, yes.
You understand? So, how do you think we can change this notion the way it is? Because the woman has to work.
Yeah.
And so if the woman has to work, you're dealing with people outside of your home. You're
Yes.
going to work.
Yes.
You're how do you say it? You're I'm not saying integrated. That's not the word. It's not integrated. It's that you're mixing.
Combining things.
Yeah, so you're doing work, you're meeting with people, you're making decisions at the workplace. Maybe as a manager.
Mm-hmm.
So because that's the place of leadership,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're doing all that, and then you're coming home. You still have to deal with the one that. So you're being, you're taking the leadership role at work, and then you're coming back and be subservient in the home. You understand what I'm saying? So your roles is kind of reversing. So you're being maybe bossy. It's not bossy, but
But
you
the
understand what I
position
mean.
that you hold at
Yes.
work is
So
different.
you're being a boss at work, and then you're coming home to be
You have
kind
to
of
like take that hat off, like you're wearing
Yes.
different hats.
exactly.
Yes.
You're wearing the different hats when you
Yes.
get home and all
Mhm.
that. So how do you think that women are able to
To
that
reconcile like
that they
both.
can merge or exist
Or flip
cohesively
between all the roles and all
in
that.
both roles?
I think first of all, that's a conversation that you need to have with your partner. First of all, and then there needs to be a set of rules or guidelines that both of you live by. I'm a Christian. I don't know if anybody has noticed. And so a lot of things that I do are based on biblical principles. And so we go back to the Bible talking about how a wife should submit and a husband should love the wife, just as Christ loves the church. that should be the principle by
Yeah,
which
one of those.
the home is
You
built.
you quote it to one part
No,
and then you leave it.
I said submit and
And
love
and as Christ
gave
gave
his
his
life for the
life.
church.
Say it in full.
As Christ gave his
Gave
life
his
for the
life. So
church,
therefore the man will love
just as
and
Christ gave his life.
just be willing to also give his life.
Buy for the woman. You must be willing to take the bullet. No, say
The man won't be liking you.
I'm a woman's woman. Just know that I know they support man. Except when the woman is wicked.
So you are saying that. So how do you think the feminine gender can like merge these two sides of their life? Because essentially the woman has work, so there is no situation whereby you can tell somebody now, and even the people that I've seen that have said, oh, at one point or the other they had to leave the workforce just because they were having kids and they needed to tend the kids and all that. If you think back within their story, they struggled eventually. So it's not a situation whereby we can now think, oh, it's okay for the woman not to work, but then the man can go and do the job. Both of them need to work. However, I think that both of them also need to be able to contribute in the home as well. So it's not just that you're leaving the
Also
chores or the
responsibility
responsibility
to the woman.
of the running of the
The
home
home.
to the woman, because that's another job entirely. That's a
Exactly.
full-time job entirely. Because when you're contracting it out to somebody, people have what they call house managers these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah, depending on your
they
household.
they have what they call house managers, and what that person does is actually to take all of your itinerary in the home and manage them effectively,
So
so that they
everything is
schedule
seamless.
your medical appointment, they schedule your
The kids.
appointments with your mechanic, they schedule your maybe monthly or yearly appointments with your doctor, they schedule your kids games and all of that, they schedule, and then they follow up with it. So it's not just, oh, schedule and then you leave it at that and not follow up. The time that your kids have to be in bed, the time that they have to be up from bed, when they need to take their siesta, if they need to, when they need to go for practice, when they need to do this. So effectively running that home, there are people that are called house managers. So if you're saying, okay, you know what, I can't afford the service of this person, I'm going to do it on my own. Don't forget that if you were assigning it or if you were subcontracting it to somebody else, that's a full-time job. So you're asking the woman, or maybe, I don't know, sometimes it's the man, to take on that role. That's another role, another job
Entirely.
description entirely from what they do on their 9 to 5, right? So how do you think that this can come together eventually?
That's
You've been in that field. How have you been managing? How do they cope?
I have a father. Has never ever. Honestly, even when I don't even try to think about it because I know it's not me. You know, I know it's definitely is not me. That's so I just always thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I don't know. But I'm grateful to God. But it's definitely not a walk in the park.
I've come to the conclusion of the fact that, for everything that I need to do, I need to have a calendar. So have a calendar where I put stuff in. My hair appointments, please remind me a day before because I might forget. You understand? So when I was going for the hair appointments yesterday, my alarm was already ringing by Thursday. Don't forget, oh, you're going somewhere. Do you understand? So I've come to a realization of the fact that everything that I need to do, I need to have a calendar and then I plot it in. So if I'm going to see somebody in 2 weeks' time, I plot it in and all of that, so that, and thankfully my kids are grown now, so they're rather independent. But as before that time, it has to be everything. And I tell them, if you want me involved in any of your event, please let me know like weeks before so that I can plan for it. You understand? So I think it involves a lot of planning. Yes, you rely on God
Yeah,
for
we
the.
need to use our phones. That calendar alarm is not for decoration. It's not for fun. Because sometimes I tell you to start telling me, I make my own calendar to remind me 2 days before, a day before, 2 hours before.
Deal.
Mhm.
That's how I do my own.
Yeah.
Because when you have 20 things you are coordinating at the same time, our brains are not as young as they used to be. I was someone who never used to need a calendar, but I found that with more responsibilities with the kids
Wait, you
having
didn't need
more
to use
people,
the calendar. Can you remember when we had the
final facts.
file?
I didn't used
Yeah.
to use it.
Oh, really?
I had one, but I'm saying that I was that. But
Did
like
you
I
ever
said,
use it?
no, they won't. When final facts came out, they definitely
No,
won't.
now we had diaries.
Not,
But
not,
Did
we
you?
had diaries. We had diaries.
It was
because
the
then there was no smartphone for all that, so
it
that's why
was
we're using all
Everybody
they
else
these.
is smartphone.
they
Not
they,
touchless.
What I'm saying is we didn't have
they
all
used to
that,
give
so we used to
us
have Filofax, calendars,
you know
diaries every year.
when they used to give us. So if you had a bank in Nigeria,
Yes. At the end
one
of
of
the
the
year.
things,
But not all customers. So you have to have one
go to
account,
the go to the
account
nice
officer.
go to the nice
nice
ones, go to
ones.
the
At
nice
the end of
ones,
the year, they'll give
because
you
at the end of the year
hampers.
they will give you
Those
they'll,
hampers.
Not everybody,
not hamper,
not everybody.
but they'll
At least
give you
calendar
a
or
diary. So in the diary, you now have a daily
Yes,
activity
in
where you
every
now
day.
enter
reminder, put all your
a
things
reminder.
and
So
all the.
okay, so I'm
Meeting Bolaji
meeting
tomorrow.
Bolaji on Friday. So you write it down. See, and then when you come back, you come and write the things that happened.
Yes, we went
They
to
were
eat
there.
ice cream.
I ordered ice cream. Bolaji did not
Fine.
like it. He
Anyway,
wanted
so
vanilla.
back to our topic. We have digressed so much. But I think that on what my own thinking of independence as against the intimacy, I think that independence should have brought in more intimacy because now you are not forced to be with who you don't want to be. You know, that's the angle I. So you know, like when you have to like, I don't. This person has the money, he has the clout, has the connections, and then you go along with that person, not because you want to, but because you have to. More like survival. But I was thinking with independence should even come because then then you can now choose
Who you want to
who you want to be. You're not forced to because I want to be with you because I want to, not because I'm looking out to get something from you. So that I thought that should have brought about more intimacy in relationships because now it's not boiled down to okay, we are together because we want to
You
be
want
together.
to be together, yes.
But I don't think I don't know what you think that's how it is or it's not.
I think it is like that way for the most part, but it doesn't apply to every situation or every relationship because the man also factors into it. I know we're speaking from a feminine angle, from a feminine perspective,
Mhm.
but then just because it takes two to tango for any relationship to work, it depends on
Both
what
sides.
each party is ready to put into if they both want to make it work. And because, like I said earlier, it now seems like women are trying to compete with men instead of, even though initially it was more of feminine liberation. I want to be independent. I want to be able to make decisions for myself. I don't want you to force me into this marriage. I don't want you to force me into this job or to force me into whatever field. But now the way everything has been skewed seems like women are trying to compete with men. And the men don't like that. And so I think that it's affecting intimacy in relationship because when you get into a relationship, some women want to take charge. They want to wear the pants in the relationship. No, it doesn't apply in every case. But then in some cases. And then there is a pushback, and so we don't get that intimacy
Okay.
that we should. I don't know if you understand where
People,
getting
what
at.
do you think? So, is independence affecting intimacy these days, or like Tony said, it should be the reverse? Now that there is more independence, you can choose who you want to be with, and you can choose. Sometimes people choose their hours, what you want to do, where you want to be, who you want to be with. Where people are getting, I mean, what kind of relationship or situationship that you want to be in.
We don't
So,
support situations.
so is it better we don't support, but they're doing it. So I don't know.
Are
I
you
don't
in
know.
or out?
Exactly. I don't know how that factors in. But what do you guys think? Let's know in the comment section,
Yeah.
right? Is it is it is independence helping intimacy, or is independence killing intimacy?
Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.